Hey guys, I'm Art Mills and welcome to Real Deal DIY. Hey guys, today I'm going to give you a peek inside my van. That's right, you've been asking to see in my Dodge ProMaster City, and today I'm going to give you a product review on it. I'm going to tell you what I like about it, what I hate about it. I'm going to give you a brief descriptions of shelves I built, bins that I put in there, tools that you can see, things like that. Y'all been asking to see it, you're about to see it, so stay tuned.
I really think you should.
Up front you got your backup camera right there. Radio's pretty decent. It's got Bluetooth and all that craziness. The seats are pretty hot in the summertime. You're going to need you one of them bead things that I got. It takes a while to adjust to sitting straight up like that. I'm used to having an extended cab and being able to lean back some. It's got some space up top there for your papers or whatever. Glove box, and then this place here, I keep my hot stick in there, headphones, other stuff. And there's a box for water. It's usually stacked neater, but there you go. As for all my videos, don't take nothing I say here seriously. This is just a skit for entertainment value. Got a gigantic thing of Scooby snacks here. That's dog treats for you less creative people. Those are to make friends with people's clients' pets, dogs. Some dogs will bark and bark and bark all day long, and you give them a treat or two and then they're nice and they stop barking at you. It's also a friendly thing to do, making friends with people's pets. I don't always give it to them just to make them be quiet. But yeah, most of the time it's just to be friendly. And this thing here, it's got these, this is a piece of sheathing that I got from Lowe's with one end of it. One side of it had this slippery stuff on it, this white slippery stuff. That lets me slide this toolbox from one side to another of this big stand right here. You see how there's another toolbox back there, just like this one? Well, when I take these out, this toolbox in the front will slide to one side or the other, allowing me to get to the toolbox in the back. And of course, at all other times, there's this here, and there's one just like it on the other side that keeps this toolbox from moving, because this thing is slippery. So I don't want this toolbox shooting every which way and, blasting its doors open and puking tools out all over the van. Now, that's an event I would classify as bad. So we don't want that to happen. Alright, I just got stuff I threw up here. A pair of shorts in case, a client has the heat on like 80. It's the winter time right now, but people will have you sweating in their house sometimes. And my dustpan, various stuff here, some stuff that belongs going in these toolboxes, but I just didn't get to putting it away, so I set it there, and then when I go in that toolbox for something else, then I'll put whatever's sitting around away most of the time. Sometimes I forget, but you try to put things back where you got them from, where they go, or otherwise you will be searching for things for a good while. So you don't want that happening. I got these toolboxes organized. There's automotive stuff in here, ratchets, sockets. I've even got crazy things like this to work on disc brakes or whatever. Somewhat of a mechanic. 2 vehicles ago, they would always break down. A Ranger I had, a green one, that thing would always break down, so I had to always have tools. But these come in handy for fastening lags or whatever. You can use a ratchet to drive them, and of course I have adapters that'll let me drive sockets with my drill. Things like that are in here. This one here is my industrial box. I've got nails, saw blades, sharp chisels. The adapters for the sockets go in there. Disc blades for my angle grinder, abrasive blades, screwdrivers, things like that. In the back there is a specialty box where I've got crazy things like an angle finder or a downspout crimpers. I've got a laser thermometer back there. It's basically a gun. It's sitting on my dash right now because I was using it a while back and never put it away. This thing shoots a laser and tells you the temperature. Pretty crazy little thing. Yep, so specialty crazy things like that are in there. Church keys, star church keys, whatever. And here's my main chop box I use all the time. Ain't got no guard on it, of course, because that thing gets in the way. It ain't safe. It used to have a button that I had to push before I could pull the trigger and make it come on, but the first day I got it, I took this apart and took the button out of there, and this tape's just over the hole where that button used to be. So now when I pull the trigger, it comes on. It has a laser thing, which is absolutely useless unless you just want to impress somebody with a laser show. Sometimes if I'm just buzzing things real quick, like I want to, you know, make some stobs or something, maybe I'm just getting a basic length and nothing too exact, maybe I'll cut that laser on. I haven't used it in a good while, so I don't even know if it works, but that's why I don't have a guard, so I just get the blade close so I can see where I'm cutting it and then cut it. That laser isn't accurate enough to go by. And this compressor, Porta cable, was $100 in Lowe's. Pancake compressor, thing works fine, nothing wrong with it. In the back here, you got double doors, they both open. They open like this one here, or you can press this yellow thing to make them open up even wider. Got a decent amount of space. I have a huge truck chrome toolbox right here, and some shelves some bins that I glued up there myself. Just a normal homeowner sticker hook here for my dust masks so they hang and don't get broken, and another one for my knee pads here. That was just a cobalt rack right here, as you can see. And then I got some Gorilla Glue epoxy, the 2 different tubes that mix into one, to glue them on there. I tried everything else, super glue, PVC glue, nothing would work. But that Gorilla Glue epoxy. Up here I got some angle iron with the holes in it, so I can hook S-hooks or bungees or whatever. I got my plastic sawhorses up there. I hardly ever use them, so there's no need for me to have wooden ones all the time. If I was going to build a deck, then I'd build some on site. But anyway, that keeps them out of the way. And these bungee cords here, and that carabiner, and that one back there, I set up buckets on here of my different items. Like I got a paint bucket for my brushes and my paint pail or whatever, and a bucket for drywall stuff, different buckets for this and that, so I can keep the tools together. I don't always keep every one of them in here, but most of them. And then I set them up top there on that chrome toolbox and run these bungees, the yellow one back there and the green one here, through the handles. And then my last bucket, which is a stack of empty ones for demolition and such, I clip the top bucket handle up there and then run that bungee through the handles, so it holds them all right there pretty good. And here I got my saddle bucket with the saddle and all the different tools. Way too many tools in there. It's very heavy. It hardly ever comes out of there. And then your shop vac, of course. And various things back there. In between there, I got my shovel and sledgehammers, stuff like that. Doormat here. Yep, a lot of people don't have doormats around the back of their house, so when I'm coming in and out of the back of their house, I don't want to be tracking in mud or whatever, so I got my own doormat, wipe my feet off before I come in. This is what my bucket system looks like when it's set up. You can see the bungee right there where it's hooked into an electric line staple. And I don't unhook that one, I just unhook it from the back, and it goes through these bucket handles like a shoestring back and forth, and then hooks to a bungee that's hooked to another electric cord staple in the back. Got my magnetic speaker from Home Depot right here, 20 bucks. It'll rock the job site. Bluetooth, it's all you need. You don't need a $200 or $300 DeWalt radio. That's all you need. If it gets broken because it ain't got that fancy bar around it, who cares? It's 20 bucks. That's a other one right there that the compressor bungee is hooked into, because obviously I don't want that compressor bumping around back here. I got that rod up there that my bungees are going through, holding the sign and holding my my horses up there. And there's your angle iron with the holes in it that they're hooked into. Got carabiners hanging here and there for whatever. And I was hooking my bucket handles for my empty demo buckets right here on this carabiner, and then I just took one of my buckets that happened to have this hooked to it and put that on the top so I can always hook here. That lets me hook this to the side most of the time so I can look in that window and see what's behind me. And here's a view from the driver's side. Never did find a use for these little hooks, but oh well. Neither that shelf over there much of anything either. Got my coping saw hanging right there, and a little filter strapped to the top of it. I put that over my whistle fan so it doesn't suck a bunch of junk up in it. Extra earplugs. And here's how it looks from the driver's door. You can see my GPS right here that I super glued there. And over there, my compass, boat compass. It's pretty cool. It used to work, doesn't anymore. This thing's got a straight 4-cylinder in it. It's not got much of a punch for hauling, 1,000 pounds of tools in the back like I got back here, maybe 800, who knows, a heavy load. And it has a hard time hauling it sometimes. It comes with an EcoBoost. If you've never drove an EcoBoost, it's a nightmare trying to get on an interstate. You got to come off the ramp and then dart out of the way. Busy interstates are crazy with that EcoBoost. You push the gas to try and dart out, and then it doesn't go for a second, and then it like revs real slow. I don't know what's going on with it. Anyway, I had them take the EcoBoost off, and I had a lot of trouble for a while, and then they finally got it right. No EcoBoost. The straight 4-cylinder does a lot better now without that EcoBoost, but it'd still be a lot better to have a straight 6 in this thing. You got your metal bulkhead here. This glass is pretty strong. It may even be bulletproof. Keep your tools from smashing you in the back of the head if you wreck. That's an event I would classify as bad. Mine came with a tool whatever ladder rack here. Pretty decent. I've strapped OSB plywood up there, 32-foot extension ladder and all that jazz up there, and it does pretty good. And this tool, or thule, however you say it, rack here is good for hauling plenty. You can put about 300 pounds up there. That's about the most I would put. And of course, these ratchet straps make a terrible racket going down the road. Sometimes I can strap plywood right so it won't do that, but other times no. I just put in earplugs while I'm driving if I got stuff strapped up there. It'll give you a terrible headache. That's probably illegal, but you can listen to it if you want to follow the letter of the law and all, Captain America. Alright guys, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me hear from you down there in the comments now. Don't be a ghost. Be careful out there.